Sure. Like I said, I had a love for it from primary school already. But I knew when I matriculated, I wanted to do something in STEM.
99 FM, we have another amazing Royal Hustler from Namdeb, of which we are absolutely thrilled to have, Emmarencia Shanglee, who is a project manager within the strategic projects team at Namdeb Diamond Corporation, who holds a postgraduate diploma in business management and administration from Stellenbosch Business School and completed her BTech degree in chemical engineering through the Cape Peninsula University of Technology in 2007. She is so passionate about making a difference and just believes that's why her role as project manager provides her with such a high level of satisfaction. Now, she joined Namdeb way in 2007, has just been enriched by the company so much. But before we get to her role and what sets her ablaze, let's get to know Emmarencia as a person. Emmarencia, good morning and welcome to Sibo in the morning.
Good morning. It's lovely to be here.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're looking
good.
Absolutely spectacular. Love the blouse, love the hair, love the makeup.
Thank you.
So Emmarencia, tell us a little bit about your childhood and where you grew up.
Sure. I grew up in Narraville, a small suburb in Walvis Bay. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm the youngest of two. I've got a brother that's 8 years older than I am. And our parents they were very supportive growing up. They still are. I call on my mom whenever I need a babysitter. So they encourage us to do our best. They allowed us to make mistakes. Nice. And I think that's so important as growing up.
I want to know, what kind of big sister were you? Were you the bully or were you the, straight by the toe? Were you the co-parent?
So I was actually the baby.
Oh!
I'm the youngest.
Oh, are you?
My brother was the co-parent.
Oh, was the co-parent? Did you run amok in the house?
Not at all.
Okay.
I was the good one.
And growing up in such a small town, it's so intimate. There's a sense of community there. And what did you love growing up in a small town?
I think for me, I had a very close relationship with my family. So my cousins were my first friends.
Of course.
They lived down the road. So I think that for me was my childhood memories, was growing up with this close circle of friends, which my cousins were part of. So.
And what is it that right now, when you trace back, says, I am who I am today because of what I learned when I was younger?
Sure. Look, obviously in preparation for today, I thought back about my childhood.
Yeah.
I really think we underestimate the influence that teachers have in our lives. And my love for STEM really started in primary school already. And it was because the teachers were passionate about the subjects they taught and they made it easy for us to understand. So I think that it was the realization for me is that it starts as young as primary school already.
I love that.
So,
Just, because when we look at the industry right now, there's such a forward push, obviously, to getting more women into STEM, science, tech, engineering, and mathematics. And what you've just said right now, making those subjects fun is just a way to really, get them in early and make sure that they're in the system. How did you find yourself in STEM?
Sure. Like I said, I had a love for it from primary school already. But I knew when I matriculated, I wanted to do something in STEM. I started at UNAM. I did a BSc science degree, but also not 100% sure what exactly I wanted to venture into career-wise. Unfortunately, my brother was in the mining industry, and he actually exposed me to some of the other fields in the mining industry, and hence why chemical engineering was one of those fields that
you ventured into.
That I ventured
Let's talk about your role as project manager, and how that feels into your meteorological background and how that is informed by that.
Yeah. So just thinking back of when I started my career, I was fortunate enough to hold a bursary. I started as a graduate metallurgist, and the graduate training programs at Namdeb is one of the best. It sets you up for the future because when you start, you learn how important it is to really work with people. You need to understand that we've got different processes in the operation, but it's all interconnected. It's the system.
Yeah.
So if you make a change to one, you're going to impact the rest of the processes as well.
True.
So as a metallurgist, I think the common thread throughout your career is problem solving. And I love problem solving, and that's why I realized I love projects early on in my career, because you need to solve problems in a structured manner. You need to find solutions to problems. And that's where my interest for project management started, and I fortunately had an opportunity to move over to strategic projects.
Okay.
And my role as a project manager at strategic projects is really focused on projects with a long-term future, which is obviously aligned to our business objectives, strategic objectives. But also in line with that, we underestimate the amount of effort we need to put into stakeholder engagement, because we need to take them along the journey. So strategic projects is probably the best place you can be in to have this bird's eye view of what's happening in the business, and we have an opportunity to make a difference in our business at this point in time.
And also being in projects and just dealing with different challenges every now and again, how have you managed to stay innovative in solving problems essentially?
Yeah, so obviously for us, we need to do research. We need to... critical thing is networking, being engaged with what's happening out there in terms of the technology space. In our operation, we're fortunate to be linked to Anglo-American as well. So we've got various networks in which we can tap into to try and understand what's new, what's happening, how can we integrate it, how can it be applied at Namdeb as well. So
earlier you spoke about how you know problem solving is one of your highlights, but can you just mention other rewarding aspects of actually essentially working in totality in Namdeb?
Sure. Namdeb, I think for me, the fact that they put so much emphasis on development, I mean, I'm testimony to that. I mean, the growth I've had over the years is great. I've had great opportunities. I look at our senior management, or most of them either were bursars or they were graduates, but they worked themselves up to get where they are today. And that's testimony for me of the development and how important development is for Namdeb.
And what are you looking forward to moving forward within your role?
So at this point in time, I'm enjoying what I'm doing and obviously growing in that role. I mean, I've got so much to learn still. So for now, I'm just embracing everything, taking it all in, and hopefully we'll be in the senior leadership one day as well.
Let's get there. And finally, any career advice? I mean, you know, the field of STEM is so broad. The different positions at Namdeb and within the industry is also so broad. But what would you say are some of the essential ingredients in terms of entering this industry that you would like to give to our listeners?
Look, for me, it's always about building that credibility. I think a lot of us think there's a sense of entitlement when you enter the workforce because you've got a degree or whatever the case may be. But it's about building that credibility and working hard to get to it. But being authentic whilst doing it, and just being confident. I wish I could tell my younger self, just be a bit more confident.
You got this. Emmarencia, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
me.
me.
Really appreciate you.
It was great. Thanks.
And that was our Royal Hustler this morning. That's Emmarencia Shanglee, who is the project manager within the strategic projects team at Namdeb Diamond Corporation. You're tuned into 99 FM.
That was 99 FM.
I know it's